Hey,
Hello.
see who we're rooting for tonight. Is the game tonight?
Yeah, this is my bootleg hat. Look, it doesn't even say Knicks.
Oh wow.
My God. How
Where
do
did
you
you
not
get
have
that?
a proper New York Knick hat?
I got it on the street in front of the
That's
garden.
hilarious.
And by the look at the thing.
That's
Did you not
yeah.
notice it when you bought it, or you? Because that's one of those things you wouldn't even
I'm helping,
notice.
I'm helping the brother out. You know what I mean? The brother got to sell some hats.
I read today that the governor of New York said that she would consider changing Penn Station to Trump Station. That's exactly the face I made if the price is right. So I'm thinking, but I don't like her. I don't like her.
Wait a minute.
She seems very, very Democrat in name only.
Who,
What's
who,
her name? Hochul?
what is she? Who is she?
She's the governor.
Oh,
And she replaced Cuomo, who
Was trolling a little bit. Maybe she was trolling.
I'm hoping she was trolling because ugh.
Because
can't.
I don't think she likes. I think that may have been a troll.
I hope so. And I actually said that under the comment that I would find that hard to believe, but she's made several kind of declarations or it's stuff that made me think she was a little on the conservative side and not in a good way.
Yeah, no,
But
I thought
I'm not,
shocking. I didn't even hear that. I'm hoping she was just being comedic about it and being snarky.
I saw what's her name? Whitmer from Michigan. Why she hug that man when he got off the plane? Like, ugh.
Well, I mean,
No.
Shaq. We talked about that too. Shaq. Well, that's a topic we can talk about too, leading into it, because Shaq was at the UFC thing and went
Right.
over to meet him, and
So,
then yesterday, or 2 days ago, Saquon Barkley,
saw it.
the star running back for the Philadelphia Eagles, flew to Mar-a-Lago to play some golf.
And said, I would do it too, Obama. I would play golf with Obama too.
Yeah.
Nigga.
He
And
says,
you
"I
know I use that word, but
have
nigga.
respect for the office." And then Don Lemon went off. It's like, yeah, but the person who you going doesn't respect the office.
Exactly. And I was totally with that. I listened to Don Lemon as well. It's like, can I just, black men are very, whew. Go ahead, Tanya, please. Because I don't want to be that person. I know it's not everybody, but I don't.
What's a lot of them?
But do better. They just. I said to somebody today, I just want to be on a planet with black women. That's it. A planet. You ever watch Rick and Morty?
No.
They had
My
an Amazon.
neighbor writes for Rick and Morty. My neighbor is a writer, a black man, a young 30-year-old black, 30-something-year-old black man with his beautiful young 30-something-year-old black girlfriend, fiance. And the house is 2 doors down.
I love that show. I love that show. But there's an episode where they have the Amazon planet and the women on the planet by themselves and the men are on a separate planet and they come down, take care of their business, and they send them back to the planet. That's the planet I want to be on. Because black men are problematic. We got work to do with them, y'all.
Listen, you can do all the work and expunge your energy on all of that. I'm done. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just gonna have my little bubble over here, and they go fuck themselves. Fuck them. I'm all set. I'm not trying to help none of them. Fuck
I
them.
got you.
As
girl.
that IG post I put, fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Anyway, I got something that chapped my ass last night.
Okay.
So Beyonce Giselle Knowles opened up Cowboy Carter Tour in Los Angeles last night at the SoFi Center, whatever it's called, SoFi Stadium. And of course, I'm on. I went to bed, and then I woke up. It was like about 12:30 my time, and I was like, "Oh, I already know that I'm gonna see this. Everybody's gonna be TikToking their videos of the concert on TikTok." So I go on TikTok. I'm laying in bed and I'm scrolling, and all of a sudden, there must have been about 20 people. Everybody was live streaming the concert. Here's my biggest thing that chaps my ass. Number one, not number one. That's not the biggest thing that chapped my ass. Number one is like, you're paying between maybe 500, depending on where you're sitting, you're paying between 500 into the thousands for a
Easy.
ticket. So why the hell would you want to sit there the whole time and just live stream it? Enjoy the show. But here's what chapped my ass. I was in this one person's live because I'm like, wherever they were sitting, they had great seats, number one. And I'm like, well, I just clicked on it and I'm like, I'm just going to try to watch this concert until I fall asleep. And he kept complaining and he got ripped on the comments. He was complaining because he was like, I'm over here live streaming the Beyonce concert and nobody's giving me stickers or likes, or I put my Cash App on there. You know, you're not even, right now, we're like 40 minutes into the concert and I have like $5 on my Cash App. He's like, y'all can do better. Give me some money in the Cash App because you're watching the concert. And I'm saying to myself, sir, ain't nobody asked you to live stream from Beyonce's Cowboy Carter Tour. But if I'm on TikTok and I see somebody going live, hell yeah, I'm gonna watch that shit.
And I'm not gonna pay you.
I'm giving you, I'm not liking it. I'm not sending a rose. I'm not sending a heart. I'm not doing
He
nothing. I'm
expected
just
people
watching.
to pay?
Huh?
He expected people to pay?
No, it was not only him. There was like 15, 20 people streaming live. And now at this point, he was the first one that I fell upon. And then he was complaining. And then I'm like, okay. So now I'm like, swipe, swipe, swipe. Every live page that I came to of people that were live streaming from the concert, they were all doing the same thing. Like me, send me some, that's fine. Send me some likes, like what I'm posting, or follow me. They were doing it for the clicks and the follows, right? That's all good and well. But now all of them was like, here's my Cash App. Throw a couple of dollars in my Cash App. And I'm like, why the fuck would I do that? You're the stupid ass that decided to go live. How about you doing this? Enjoy the damn concert. Take your little video.
That you paid for.
Enjoy the content that you paid for. Take your little snippets of videos and then post it on your TikTok or IG or what have you as your memory of you going to see Beyonce's Cowboy Carter Tour. I don't need to pay you to watch you live stream, but I appreciate it because the concert was great. It wasn't as good as
there are people that will pay a couple of dollars just to thank you.
Just a couple of dollars for your Cash App. And I'm saying to myself, why? I'm not giving you a 1 red cent.
You aren't, but there are other people that will give $1, $2. Just obviously, there's some sort of market for that if he's asking for that.
But he only got 5.
But he only got 5. And then people in the comments were trolling him. They were saying the same thing I was saying. They were like, I'm just here to watch the show. I appreciate you spending all your money, but you want to live stream, I'm going to watch. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, I'm watching too. Like, I don't even have to click on your page because you know how lives on TikTok, it shows up. I don't have to click it to actually expand and I'm actually in it. I could just sit there and watch it. And I was just laughing. I'm like, these people really think that people are going to send them money? But you're right, Chris. Maybe there are some dummies out there that are going to send them money.
Does not hurt to ask. To recoup $700, $800 that you paid to see Beyonce for 2 hours.
3.
I can't. Is it 3 hours?
Yeah, this show is 3 hours.
I can't I can't. $200 an hour, 200-300. Just I can't.
But
It's
again,
hard enough paying
you can afford.
movie.
And listen, if that's what it comes down to, that you're going to start begging people, then sit your ass at home. I didn't listen. I like Beyonce, but I'm not. I don't care who you are. I'm not paying those crazy ass ticket prices. And now I've realized that Beyonce's this larger than life person that the whole entire show is going to be on social media. So I'm going to lay in my bed at 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm looking at everybody's snippets like I did with the Renaissance tour. I saw the whole damn show, and I was like, fabulous.
It's probably going to be on Netflix.
Have you ever been to a Beyonce concert?
Huh?
Have you been to a Beyonce concert?
No, I have not.
I got to tell you, pretty spectacular.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
Oh wait, I digress. I went to like her first one, like back in the day, and then I went to see her and Jay-Z, and then I saw her one other time about 7-8 years ago. But she's pretty fun. It was a pretty phenomenal show.
Saying that she's not.
You can tell it's a phenomenal show, especially compared to Katy Perry's show. Did you see that?
God, no, she has a show.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't see that all over TikTok because it looks horrible.
Oh God, no. Like, what is she?
Horrible. I don't know who the choreographer was. I don't know who the stage manager was. It just horrible. Horrible. And in comparison, it's like, oh, why would you even pay to go see her?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I would never. Listen. It's a crowd thing for me. That's why I won't go to a concert to see Beyonce.
Okay,
I
I'm
went
like, okay.
one of the times I was in LA, Chris. Remember, I went and saw The Weeknd at SoFi Stadium. That was because my friend Roger
Right.
was the security dude, and I was like, I'm not coming. He was like, I'm not a big Weeknd fan anyway, but I just went to support my friend that was working for The Weeknd. But he got me tickets. I was right on the floor. I had nobody around me on the floor. It was like watching the Weeknd concert by my damn self in the middle of my living room. And that's why I was happy about that. Leaving was stressful because everybody and their mother, and I was just like, too many people, get me out of here. So yeah,
Crowds are an issue.
Show like that as if I'm, I got space.
Crowds are an issue.
That was my TT's chat my ass of the begging.
The older I get, the more agoraphobic I get. The more I don't want to deal with crowds.
Same.
The more I don't want to deal with people in general.
Facts.
And unfortunately, the more I don't want to deal with kids.
I hate them.
The kids that are not related to me, that are not my little man Sonny. I'm sorry. I don't have patience. I had an Easter. One of my best friends from college, and one of my best friends, he and his wife had a really nice Easter party on last Saturday that I've gone to every year, and they wanted me to come do. The kids love when I do magic. They're about 7, 8. There's a whole 8 or 9 of them. I was like, I can't do it. I just can't. I couldn't do it. Love them. Great kids. They're great, beautiful kids. I love them. My Uncle Chris is the other. On their own, I could, with a whole bunch, I can't deal with too many kids.
Oh, like a party or something?
It was an Easter party.
Yeah,
and
I get you on that one. I don't do little kid parties.
8 or 9 kids there that I'm going to have to perform for. I can't. I couldn't. I just couldn't. Too many kids. Just
Everybody
getting old.
in my family knows. Don't invite me if it's a baby shower, if it's your kid's birthday, any of that. And they're my family. Don't invite me because I'm not coming. I don't want to be. I can't stand it. I'm not going to be around all them kids. No. I don't even want them in my house. Number one, because my house is not childproof, and I'm not childproofing nothing up in here. Because I don't have no children. So don't bring your little sticky fingered kids over here touching my glass tables, because I'm looking at them like, get out. I don't even want. I'll wave at them from the door and be like, hey, how you doing, little cutie? Now get on. Get
I love being around the kids,
Yeah.
but it's within reason, a couple of hours, not all the time, but yeah, I don't mind.
No, I wish there was like a kid repellent spray like Raid. I'm
Oh my
carrying around
God.
spritzing them all day. I'd be spritzing them at the Costco. This is where I can't stand it. When I'm in the Costco and these parents, this is my playground, okay? This is my Disney. Costco is my Disney. Don't bring them little critters up in here. And I'm trying to gingerly walk around, and then here comes out this little Johnny and little Tina coming out, and like as I'm wheeling my big giant cart, and they're like, and I'm like, where's your parent? That's why I want my spray that I can be like, it.
The
I'm
only
trying.
time that
Go ahead. Sorry.
the only time that children really bother me, like I said, in person, I don't mind. I love talking to them. I think they're hilarious. They're very funny. But like when I'm like strolling on Instagram and all this, and people have their kids doing stuff, half the time I believe it's all like a skit or set up, or even when people are like, oh, it's so cute or whatever. I don't believe in children on the internet anymore. I don't. I
Agree.
get it. I know they're making lots of money and or whatever, and they have like the. I just think the world is not a good place, and you need to protect them more.
I agree.
That's the only time I really don't want to see kids.
They're not able to give their permission to have their likeness on the internet, then as a parent, you shouldn't be putting your kids on the internet. Period.
I can see like every once in a while you have your kids pop up and hello, blue moon kind of thing, but like really concentrating
Shield
on
them
your kids.
or shield them. You can put your kid on the internet,
Yeah,
but
true.
you don't have to show their whole face and their whole night likeness and stuff. Like Sunny. We've seen Sunny on the internet. Don't nobody see his face though on the
Going
pages.
back to what we were saying, real quick.
Oh my God. Nuh-uh.
Costume though. Costume.
It's like
That dance right there. And she really thought she was doing something here.
wait a minute. Did you think she lost a few brain cells in outer space?
Look at this. She really thought she was doing something.
Oh, she really thought she was doing that death drop, huh? No.
Mm.
She can't
I
even.
didn't know that her and Orlando Bloom were a couple.
Oh, they're married, honey. They've been married for a minute.
Oh, I didn't know they were married.
Oh, yeah, they've been married for a
I'm
long.
like this.
Yeah.
You know what she is to me? She's that white evangelical woman who leaves the church and be like, "Oh, I'm so free. I'm this. I'm done with that." And then, you know what? Hits 30 or 35, whatever it is, and she's back at the evangelical church.
I don't think she ever left the church. I think she might have. I think she's still a part of it. She's just doing her bag, securing her
But
money.
now she's more vocal about it, just like how she, took those pictures next to Tesla, and how she talked about, Trump, and even how she spoke about that stupid trip to space or whatever. It just sounds very, I don't think she's a Mormon or anything, but it just gives you those vibes.
You don't want to give her a break that she's an astronaut. I mean,
Christopher.
She is, maybe.
You ain't that. You are not.
You're both like this.
Christopher, you are not that far from us now. We don't
You're
have
like
us.
this.
Don't have us get on the internet.
You know the meme with the bear with his little fist like this? Have you seen that? Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad that they have kind of shushed that noise. What I heard though was that for her concert that she had this whole kind of, astronaut theme, and after people just kind of like slammed her or whatever, she changed it, and that's why it looks so whack, because it's not actually what she had planned. Then you should have canceled and said, I'm going to push it back a month because I need to come up with something else, because what she's showing, it was trash.
But my question is, and I'm not a Katy Perry fan, never have been.
No.
I was never been into her music, but I haven't. Has she got new music out? Because I don't know.
I think she does. I think she does have new stuff out, but who's listening to it?
None.
Because I don't even think her fans are hardcore like that anymore. She's just been a disappointment, you know.
Yeah.
And then, did you know that there's a bill named after her, the Katie bill, that is kind of based on what's that show on Netflix, where the woman is taking over older people's assets.
Oh, I forgot about that. I know what you're talking about, and I don't know the name of the show.
So what she did, she had 3 real estate deals with like these older people who kind of like changed their mind in the day, and her lawyers still went after them and it went to court, took them to court, and it went to court, and the judges filed that, found that she kind of coerced or kind of manipulated or whatever these older people. So older people have this kind of what is it, this grace period as buyers to kind of say no after like 72 hours in the deal, and they call it the Katie bill.
Shame on
I
her.
just learned that too.
Shame on her if she's manipulating older people. Yeah.
It's probably her lawyers and everything, but she, you can tell your lawyers, no, don't do that.
Well, if her name's attached to it, that's on her, not her lawyer.
That's what I'm saying. So it's still on her. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's her lawyers, but you know what's going on. You can say, no, they're seniors. And why 3? 3 seniors. So it's kind of like you specifically went after these people.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, what else is going on?
Did you want to talk about Shannon?
Did we talk about Shannon last week? Oh, no, it popped off right after we talked. It came out the very next day.
Ooh, child,
Monday.
I learned a whole new vocabulary from this nonsense. Go ahead now, play the clip. Or did you want to play the clip?
Well, the clip is kind of like different, but I will play the clip because it really kind of highlights more or less how he kind of gets to where he wants to date younger women, because he's out here dating all these young girls. And anyway, let's say, come on here, Shannon.
Women trying to shame older men in the picking deal. Because see, that's the competition. Older women ain't the competition with older women. It's them young ones.
Right.
It's them young ones that come. Yes, that'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I've been dependent. I pay my bills. Right. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
And I fucking love
it. They coming with it, Ocho.
This man. Why is he this way?
Oh, she know better.
Here's my thing. I mean, I think these older guys need to get with the times, because maybe 20 years ago, maybe hell, I'll give them 15. Hell, I'll give them even 10. Maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, getting a younger woman, if you were a man of status as far as wealth and fame and what have you, getting a younger woman that basically, 20, 21, whatever, that's got nothing, ain't doing really much with herself because she's a kid, or getting a woman like these passport bros. Back in the day, going overseas to date a woman or marry a woman, that used to be the lick, because these women were submissive and more, reserved and quiet and did what you want and would let you do whatever to them or talk to them, whatever. And they say, these women have smartened up. They are going for the jugular. These mail order brides just coming over here, getting their little citizenship, what have you, staying with you. And then they're like, next, I'm out. I got what I wanted, I'm out. And these young girls with social media and everything, they're just in it for the bag. They might have a little fun. I'm not saying that this girl didn't like Shannon Sharpe when she met him.
She didn't like him.
But it's like
initially.
Now all of a sudden we it's ugh.
Well, I think everybody knows this story.
That's all I'm going to say is go ahead, Shannon. Is that what you want? Because you are a dumb motherfucker. You let a 20-year-old woman fuck up your bag. The only person that will ever fuck up my money is me. Period. End of story. He had $100 million podcast deal on the table. And now he better hope Club Shay Shay keeps blowing up, because that second podcast that he had $100 million, I think it was like a 9-figure. They said it was like 9 figures that was on the table for him to do a second podcast. Now the people that were behind it are like, yeah, we're probably not going to pursue that anymore.
For now.
Mm-hmm.
That shit will always come back.
But if they go
come back in a couple years,
but I guess
just
what?
like Mel Gibson,
money's going to go down. They ain't going to give him
payday. Just like Mel Gibson got his gun taken away from him for beating his wife and making her bloody and destroying her and this, that, and the other. And they took his gun away because he really fucked her up. Just got his gun rights reinstated.
He got hit, but it's under a Trump administration too. That was
but also is a director again. He was supposed to be canceled after all the anti-Semitic stuff. Anyway, I'm just trying.
And I agree. He really should be completely canceled. But he's not on the status that he was years ago.
He's still making movies. He's been
what movies though? I get it. He is, but come on, those movies are so C-list. What movie has he done that has done major box office draws?
The one with Mark Wahlberg. And
which one? He played the daddy thing. Okay. Yep, that's true.
I forgot. Yes. My point about being the cancel thing is, eventually he'll come back around and it'll be okay for him to do it again because he paid his dues, so to speak. But the fact that just dumb. It's just not smart. There are plenty of.
I feel like everybody knows the story, but just give a little background on what the story is, because we're giving a lot of opinion.
Shannon Sharpe was 52 at the time, 53. No, 54 at the time. 54 at the time. With a 19-year-old woman in the gym, saw her working out, approached her, talked to her. She wasn't really interested. He was persistent. And then they started dating or whatever. And she
dated for 2 years.
Yeah, for 2 years. And she likes rough sex. And she said some things to him. She's obviously trying to get the bag from him.
He liked it too.
And he liked it too. And then she came out and she wanted $50 million.
Oh no, she didn't just come out. She's saying that he raped her twice. So, and she gives anybody read the
it's involuntary consent. Because it's kind of like a 50-50 thing, because it was stated that they were having sex. She was fine with them fucking, but then he wanted to fuck her in her ass and she wasn't with it, and he did it anyway. So it started off as, we're having sex, and now you want to put it in my butthole, and I say no, but you do it anyway. Now it's a double.
Did you read the court documents?
I ain't got no.
So I did. So from the court documents, now she thought that this is when it started. She thought that they were in a monogamous relationship.
Yes.
Then that audio came out on that Instagram where he said it went live accidentally, and he was messing around with some chick named Michelle. And who's also, I think, is suing him, because another woman is suing him as well. They have been together for 10 years. So she came out like what, like 2 days after. What's the girl's name? Gabby. He calls her Gabby.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember her full name.
Yeah.
So he calls her Gabby.
Gabrielle.
So the other girl came out two days after and is suing him for $5 million. So anyway, Gabby, when she found out that, okay, you're in this relationship or whatever, they kind of like going back and forth. You can hear some audio. The audio seemed very suspect to me, so I will give that much to Shannon, because it seemed like it was very edited, where there was like long pauses, and then he
And
would
she was
say,
trying to coach him. She was trying to. It seemed like she
yeah.
was trying to get him to say something or
Well,
whatever.
she deleted something. Well, she deleted something because there were long
In
pauses.
the video, she deleted as well too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not being edited as well too.
Well, the video hasn't come out yet, right? He's saying that he knows the video is going to come out, but he's saying release the whole video, because I think in the video there's race play involved, there's BDSM involved. So there's a lot of kinkiness that's that's coming out. But what she's saying is that after that whole thing with the Michelle, she didn't want to have sex with him anymore. And he forced her anally without a condom. And then he did it a second time, during another argument, which it was vaginally. And she says that when he vaginally entered her, he said, I'm going to ruin you for all other men, and then proceeded.
Really?
So that's just the background. I just wanted to give the background.
Really?
And also, she needs to, if she needs to stay away from him. She needed to stay away from him. Then you won't get yourself in it.
Can I say something though? I get what you're saying. 19. One, she thought she was in a relationship.
22 now.
Huh?
She's 20. She's 23 now.
She's 21 now.
Yeah, she's 21.
She's 21, right? And they started at 19. And this is the thing about rape with being in a relationship. Sometimes you don't know, well, not sometimes, a lot of times women dismiss if they say no and they're in a relationship, they dismiss the force of it. Like if I'm in a relationship and I'm like, oh, not tonight, and they proceed anyway, even if I'm mad and even if I'm angry about it and I'm like, I can't believe you fucking did that, I might not consciously say rape. So that happens a lot. And she's 19. And she's 19. And I'm not giving her, I am giving her a pass, because I am with Tanya on this. For you messed up your entire life for a 19-year-old girl who you asked to sign an NDA. And when she said no, you should have said skedaddle.
That's right.
Skedaddle. But nope, you pursued her. And they interviewed his lawyer on what's his name? It was on a podcast. They interviewed the lawyer, and the lawyer kept throwing out OnlyFans. She's an OnlyFans. So
that's
so all. What, Lanny? He knew she was an OnlyFans person, and it doesn't negate the fact that you still pursued her at 19 years old. It's on you.
Because you thought, like the video you showed, because he thought he got himself a little young girl that didn't know no better, and she wasn't going to be mouthy and independent and doing all this, that he claims us older women do. First of all, Shannon, your old 60-year-old dick ain't ruining nobody.
No, he's not 60 yet. He's 50. He's 50.
I don't care. 56.
He's gonna be 57 in June.
I'm very sensitive to that.
Ain't that. We're all 57.
Yeah, but we're not 60 yet.
We're not, but still.
He's old enough to know. He's old enough.
Don't be throwing out those statements that you're going to ruin. Boy, if you lucky, Shannon, you got 5 good pumps in you. Period.
No, I mean, that man is fit. He takes care of himself. I mean, are you dead? Are you dead? So I'm saying he probably is doing well in that position.
Ugh,
I
disgusting.
don't think you can knock him for that. There's a lot, and he could be very well not even using anything. I think he uses stuff to help him keep those muscles or whatever. But I'm thinking he's
Or
fit.
he uses an enhancement. I'm
I
sure.
think he's fit. I think he's fit. But
No,
obviously, whatever he's doing, it's not reaching here. The brain is not braining.
no.
So first of all, as a 50-plus-year-old man, I don't want to have. What did I just say about kids?
Thank
What
you.
did I just say? What did I just say about children? She is a fucking child. She's a
And have you
child.
heard her? You see how young she sounds on that on those audio tapes.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
when
Chris.
she was like and scene, she's like, well, I guess if you're gonna choke me, I might as well go out with you then. Go to that event with you. And then he's like, yo, I'm gonna choke you. I'm gonna choke you.
He sounded very agitated. Very agitated. It was very monotone or whatever.
The fact that he continued to engage her was comical to me because, like you said, Chris, kids, I don't entertain children, period. So you think I'm going to let a 21, 20-year-old, 19-year-old come into my life and I'm going to have dialogue with them? No, stay in your lane.
It was funny the other day. I was at an event for an art event at the what was it, LA Art Show, right? And this young woman came up to me. She said hi. I was like, she's attractive, and I was like, you're young. She goes, hi, you're Chris, right? I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, you dated my aunt. And I was like, yeah, we went to something on ice together, don't you? It's like I had a great time. I was like, who? I was like, oh, nice seeing you. Goodbye. You dated my aunt. I remember you from that because we had and I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Disney on Ice.
Bye. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But if you was a pervert, you could have been like, yeah, I dated your aunt, but how you doing? You could have.
No, he couldn't have. Now, see, stop doing that. No, he don't. He shouldn't have done that. He should never.
No, I'm not saying he should, but I'm saying if he was a dirty ass, he would be like, I dated your aunt. How you doing?
He don't need to do that. He might have thought when he looked at her, he might have been like, "Ooh, she." No, after the whole
I was hesitant because whenever someone who's a young woman like that comes up, I'm like, what?
But you know what it enrages me about? Okay, can we think of 3 high-profile women, celebrities, or oh no, yeah, I can think of one, but 3 celebrities or high-profile women that have gotten into sex scandals like this?
Well, usually women aren't dumb.
That was my point.
Men are dumb. Men are dumb. Especially when it
that
comes
was
to,
my point. And it's like
what sex scandals? The only sex scandals really are women with teachers who are molesting these kids.
But they're not high profile.
I can't understand because there's a lot of them. There are a lot of these teachers. I mean, maybe it's just showcase,
especially.
And the teachers are attractive. They're attractive, and they marry with 17, a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old.
14, 12.
Unbelievable.
They go into the gutter with that one. So yeah, but they're not high profile. But a woman usually gets to a certain point in their life and they're making money, they have a good job, they're a celebrity, they're in the movies or whatever. They are not going to blow that for some little tween. They're not going to do it.
Well, also, the young man is not going to whistle blow either.
Right. Because a young man
He's not
is
going to
not
be.
look at it, yeah, because a young man isn't not going to look at it as them being exploited or them being violated. They're looking
Right.
at it as I'm
But
in.
they're gonna tell friends. It's gonna get out.
She likes me.
Yeah,
I
but it's not. It's going to be like, oh man, she 40? No, so
Right, but if it's like a high profile celebrity and she's dating a 15-year-old boy, he might not say anything. He might not say anything vocally out to the public, but he's going to tell a friend, and a friend is going to tell another friend, and it
yeah, the teacher
eventually
scandals. That's what happened. That's what happens in the teacher
that's what
scandal.
happened with the teachers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but if it's a celebrity and a 21, 22-year-old boy or whatever young man, and with a 40-year-old cougar celebrity, he's not going to have the same attitude about. He's going to be because he's not going to have the same attitude about. It's a bad thing, and she's exploiting him.
But a 19-year-old girl doesn't have that attitude either.
Some of
Because
them
when
do.
she was 19, she didn't think that it was a bad thing. She was rolling with it until she realized that she was not the only one. And that's another mistake.
That's what she said.
Mhm.
But if she's gone, if she knows, well, hey, look at your coach,
Oh,
Mr. Bill
oh,
Belichek. You
oh,
want to talk about that?
I do
You want to
want
talk
to
about
talk
your ex-coach for the New England Patriots, who's 77
about
and 74, and she's 20.
4. You want to see this?
I'm back.
This
Let me tell you, this Jordan is a real pain in the ass. So you and Diana Von Crazyface have been together a while. Seems she's more important to you now than Tom Brady was during your Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was the wrong one. That was the wrong one. But did you see the video of him? He
Yeah.
looked like he was like he was drinking something. Like she had given him something.
No.
Like she's his caretaker.
His handler or something. Yeah.
Bill Belichick looked like Bill Belichick because back when he was the coach of the Patriots, I used to watch his. I didn't watch the Patriots.
Let me find this video. No, because that was not just like any old Bill Belichick.
I never watched the Patriots games, but I used to watch on the local channel WBZ. I used to watch the half hour before a game or an hour before a game. The dude on WBZ would always have a sit down with Bill Belichick, or they would have like a presser with Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick would just sit there and give his little blatant 2-word sentences, or he's just so aloof. I'm used to that, so I wasn't surprised when Bill Belichick. I was surprised, first of all, that Bill Belichick gave that interview because he doesn't like sitting for interviews. So I look at it like that was all her. His answers were very similar to when he gave his pressers or when he gave interviews before he met her. The only difference was now she's in the background and she's controlling the narrative. And how
he was looking over there at her to answer the question.
For answers. And I'm saying to myself, sir, you have adult children. His adult son,
older than her,
adult middle-aged son, has worked for him as an assistant coach or a defensive end coach on the Patriots all those years. His daughter is a coach, I think, at Holy Cross. She's a soccer coach. I can't remember, but she's a coach in her own right at Holy Cross. These are middle-aged people. And I'm saying to myself, where are your children? How come your children haven't reined you in? And the fact that his old ass,
what are they gonna do? They're not gonna
do anything. They're not gonna fuck up their fucking inheritance, number one.
And they can't say nothing.
Exactly. But here's the thing where I'm looking at it like, who is this girl? Like, she's on the sidelines. He's now the head coach of the University of North Carolina Tar Heels football team. And she's on the sidelines, like controlling everything. And I'm saying to myself, is this, I want to know, like, what's his deal with his cognitive stuff? Because I'm like, Is she
We'll see.
brought on as part of the team to help him out and make sure that he's good and, you know, make sure that he doesn't say anything or step out of line or whatever. Because she's even on the sidelines when he was practicing with his team. She's like out there like dictating to everybody, pointing, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. So either she's the hired help and they're making it look like it's his girl, or because come on, good goddamn well, that 24-year-old girl, if he was regular old 74-year-old Bill Belichek working for the T or working regular old job, she wouldn't look 2 seconds on his ass. Please. She went.
And people are like, well, everybody's talking about Shannon. What about Bill? Well, it don't matter. But one person is not being sued for aggravated sexual assault.
Yeah.
Yet. And I think Bill will settle. He gonna give her her money.
I mean, her and
supposedly Shannon has settled 24 out of the 25 lawsuits that came against him.
Well, he tried to settle for $10 million, but she said no, she wanted $50 million. And the other woman is suing for $5 million.
You know who I would love to have a conversation with or have on the podcast, but it's never going to happen because I'm pretty sure he broke her off a brick, is the woman that he dated. I think her name is Linda. Age appropriate. I think she might be maybe 5 or 6 years younger than him, but age appropriate. She was with him all during the Patriot heyday when they were, winning back-to-back champions.
Oh, you're talking about Bill.
I'm talking about Bill. Yeah, Bill.
Oh, okay.
All of a sudden, like, she fell off, like, she just disappeared because they had a house in Nantucket. They had a beautiful home in Nantucket. They had a beautiful home, I think, in Wellesley. And I'm like, all of us, they were doing like appearances together. Like they were on a,
I remember.
They were on I used to watch them on, like, how like on the weekend, Shahidah, up here, they have like on Saturday or Sunday, they have like those local real estate shows between the hours of like 11 and 12:30. And then they have like the local food, like the Phantom Gourmet and stuff. And they were like she was into that scene. Like she was all into like real estate and food and stuff. So they would always show up. And he would be like her +1, I should say. Like she'd be the one that doing all the talking about the food and the real estate. And he's just like, I'm just here, that's my girl.
At least he's a supportive boyfriend.
Yeah, he was a supportive boyfriend, and he didn't say nothing, and they were always talking to her. And then all of a sudden, she disappeared. She's now out of the picture. I have not heard any stories or read no stories or seen anything on the local channels of that they broke up or whatever, they split amicably or what have you. Then all of a sudden, boom, he's now with Missy Pooh, who now they can't even get their story straight as to how they met. Now the rumor was they met on an airplane where both of them was flying back here, and they just happened to be sitting next to each other and they sparked up a conversation or what have you. Then now the other rumors that people are coming out, they're like, no, they met on Raya. It was a mutually beneficial situation. They were both on Raya and they met.
So why would she be like, we're not going to answer that question? Just say Raya. I mean, a lot of people are on it.
Just say it. Like, I met him on
there was something dirtier than that.
Because it looks suspect.
Did he meet you at your high school graduation, ma'am? Did he meet you at his kid's high school graduation?
I hate to do like the math on it. I hate to like take it back, but this is where I get the ick, where it's like, you are 24 years old. Like,
and how long have they been dating?
I'm like, little girl, when you were born, he was literally like in his 40s. Like, I'm not a good mathematician, so I have my calculator in front of me. So what is he? This says what, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, he was in his 40s.
Because there's like 2, 3, 4, 5.
She could be his granddaughter.
50-year. It's a 50-year difference. If she's 24 and he's 74, that's 50 years. So when she was born, he was 50. Like, he's older than, he's probably like he's her grandpa or great.
He is definitely her grandpa.
And I want to know, what do your parents have to say about this? Because at the end of the day, it's got to always go back to the home bringing up. Like a Shannon Sharpe's girl, why is your 20-year-old child or 19-year-old child fucking with this old ass man?
They allowed it.
Same with Jordan.
What's to be money?
Their parents are in it. Like, even like when you see Bill Belichek, they did a video of him having dinner with her friends. It was the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Disgusting. I'm glad
it was the grossest thing I ever seen. You got all these 20-year-old people, and then here's your old ass sitting there like grandpa. And they're all conversing and talking and blah, blah, blah. And he's just sitting there. And then did you see the Instagram pictures from her page? Like, I'm like, that is weird. Like, the picture of him has his legs up and then she's laying up.
Yeah.
That was sore.
It's disgusting.
And who's taking the picture? It's probably her dad.
Oof.
Who are you showing?
I was trying to find there's a clip.
At the end of the day, I don't understand how. I'm not. I guess I'm that person because I don't care who you are. If it's my child.
During our interview, Jordan.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to pull up.
Everybody in the world seems.
Look at him. His shirt is ripped. He looks like a bum.
He always looks like that, though.
I know, but that's just too much.
How do you deal with that? Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just trying to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right. How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
Pause that. Because here's what I would have done. I saw that, right? And if I was the journalist, I'm like an established seasoned journalist on CBS This Morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would be fired immediately because this is what I would have done. When she said, we're not going to talk about that, and he said, oh, we're not, and she's like, no, I would have been like, here's what I would have done if I was a journalist, because this is just how my fucking brain works. I would have looked at her and been like, okay, we're not going to talk about it. And I'd have dead ass looked old ass Bill Belichek in his dead ass face and said, well, why don't you talk about it?
And she would have said, no, we are not talking about it.
And then it would have kept on going because I'd have looked at Bill Belichek and I would have clocked his ass and been like, dude, you have all
his ass.
You were the leadership of the New England Patriots dynasty, and you can't even answer a simple question. Just say no. Do you want to talk about it or not?
He's not leaving. He's not leaving with the journalist. He's leaving with her. He'd have to hear her for the rest of the time.
I would have never buckled. If I was that journalist, I would have never just said, okay, once she said, we're not going to talk about that. And he's like, oh, we're not going to talk about that. And she's like, no. I would have looked at him and been like, you don't want to talk about it?
And that's what I would have said. And then I would have left it there because what's the point in going back and forth?
There's no going back and forth. I would have turned around to him and said, you don't want to talk about it? And let him answer me yes or no. And if he said no, I would have let it go. I'm not going to let that little child dictate to me, a seasoned professional, try to tell me, bitch, you just came on the scene. You was a seed in your daddy's sack when he was winning all this shit. Now she over there acting like a boss. Bitch, you ain't a boss.
24.
You're 24. Did you graduate college? I want this bitch's pedigree. You can't be sitting up here trying to talk to professional people and dictate to professional people when your shit ain't right. Fuck out of here. I wish I was that fucking journalist because I'd have been like, and who are you? Bill.
She was running it before they started the cameras. I heard she set the whole thing up. So
Oh yeah, I'd have made Bill look like a fool. Fuck
he
Jordan.
did look like a fool. He did too.
I
He
would
didn't need that journalist to make him look like a fool. He did that all on his own.
Fool, but he would have looked even more like a fool if that journalist would have looked at him and said, "You got anything you want to say about that? Or is she your mouthpiece?" That's exactly what he should have said to him. And he would have sat there like, "Well, you know, I got nothing else to say." Good. This interview is fucking done. Fucking pussy. That's what I would have said to him. Fucking bitch. That's what I would be fired. Bill Belichek is a bitch. Bill Belichek was the king up here back in the day. And now he's letting this old young child, please, don't even get me started. I'm done.
Back to Shannon. Same thing. Letting a young person come in and just mess up your paper for what?
Let's see.
Vagina.
Okay.
I tell
That's
you
what
what,
makes
Bill
the world
Belichick,
go round.
when I tell you Bill Belichick couldn't be my daddy, because I tell you right now, I'd say to my father, if Bill Belichick was my father, I'd be like, Dad, you want to fuck these young girls? You want to date? You want to, dude, do what you got to do. But what you ain't gonna do is bring them. They not getting the keys to the kingdom, and they're not coming to the fold like that. Have your fun.
But he's gonna do what he wants to do.
Grown
that goes
man.
Grown ass man.
He's a grown man with his own money. It's not their money. It's his money, his time. He looks like a fool. But he's getting some 25-year-old, 24-year-old poontang. That's what he wants. That's what he wants.
Yeah. Good for
I mean, and if she's down to do it, she's obviously down to do it. It's a mutual understanding.
For now.
Mutual understanding.
For now, until he fucks up and says something wrong to her or does.
He's gonna die before then.
Huh?
He's gonna die before then.
Yeah, he is gonna die. That's an investigation discovery story right there in the making. If she don't kill him, he gonna drop dead.
So one of the things that's crazy about the Shannon Sharpe thing, well, not Shannon Sharpe's, but people's response. So Tracy Ellis Ross was on Michelle Obama's podcast IMO, and so that little clip has been going around, and she's like, "I only date." Well, she didn't say I only. She said, "I date younger guys because men my age they're toxic and they got a lot of issues, and I feel like the younger group don't have that." Now, when I heard that, I'm thinking 30, 40 years old. She never gave a specific.
Right.
But all the asshole men are on like, well, nobody's saying anything about her dating younger men. Well, she's not dating 19-year-olds. They're not pulling up. I haven't seen Tracy Ellis Ross with a 19-year-old, and she's been looking hard, so she says, for a relationship for a long time. And I get what she's saying when she's like, you know, men my age think a lot like Shannon does. She didn't say that. I'm saying that. But she's saying men my age basically think like Shannon does.
It's true. And I'm not speaking for all men. I'm not saying all men think like that. But the majority of them do. Because I'm no Tracy Ellis Ross by no comparison. I ain't on her level. But
Also, really a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, blessed life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled, like I was a possession. And I have no interest in it. And I will not do it again. I have dated men my age.
I think she's a little wrong on one part. because I'm listening to these young guys too. It's very rare you get a Jalen Hurts out here as a celebrity or with that status, but a lot of these young guys have that same toxic mentality.
Chris, let me see. What was your response? I saw you put
184 likes. I said, just dating the wrong older men. We are out there, but I respect her choices, though. Men date young all the time, and it's not a problem, so why can't she?
Because maybe she's not running, like you said, not all men are out there, but maybe she's not running into them.
That was my comment on her post.
Yeah, I agree with you to a point, but obviously she's not running into those who are not toxic like that. I run into a lot of men like that. Is it me?
The one that you like, what's his name?
Toxic.
He wasn't toxic.
Oops.
Oh.
Yes, exactly. You didn't like him. There's nothing wrong.
Oh, my name is Bennett, and I ain't Bennett.
Chris, can I say something? Can I say something? If you ever fucking call me out like that again, I will cut you. No, I didn't like him.
And then there was an argument in my comments. There's an argument because someone said, because your comment really reveals that you, in fact, do not respect your choice. And someone said, that's what someone said about me. And then they said, girl, shut your doofy ass up. It's always the dangerous women that eat the cat with so much to say. Choke on some pubic hair of your girlfriend. Y'all could never represent real women. And then wear your real hair. I don't see anything. And someone said to me, I don't see anything wrong with this comment. Pasty, who you talking to coming on here looking like Mason Verger from Hannibal? Botox forehead looking ass. And then, LOL, you look like Fire Marshal Bill, but talk about people's looks. Fuck this shit out of here. Fuck out of here. And his own agreement. And then, pick better, coming from the guy who doesn't even gate guy. Woman know more on this subject than you, sir. Don't make it about you. What was that, media?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Your comments were jumping. What the hell? Do they know you?
So, I mean, here's my thing on my take on the whole thing. Like, I agree with her to an extent, and that's the sole reason why I stopped dating, and I just don't have the energy anymore to date. I'm not saying that there's not good guys out there. I'm sure that they are. I don't put myself out there anymore to meet them. I'm not in the social events unless I'm traveling for, vacation or coming out to Cali or whatever to hang out with you, Chris, or what have you. It's like, I'm not in them streets anymore. So therefore, I'm not meeting anybody unless dude walks up on my doorstep. I'm not going to meet anybody. I don't ever want to have to water myself down. I am who I am. I will let a man be a man, but I am who I am, and I'm not going to. I like what I like. I spend what I spend. So at the age that I'm at, I can't have a man that comes into my life that's going to be like, well, I'd be like, I want to go out to eat tonight, and I want to go to this restaurant. Well, my money is funny. I can't. Well, I'd love to take you there, but I can't afford that. Well, we going because I'm paying for it because I ain't going to no raggedy ass restaurant. And that to most men, that's happened where it's like, well, you just think you better than me because I can't afford this particular restaurant. But that's how I eat. If I'm going to leave my house and go out, that's not my problem that you can't afford that shit. I'm fucking
now,
and I want to eat with the
when's
fuck
the
out.
last time you had this experience?
Oh God, that was so long ago, Chris. Please don't shame me. You done shamed Shahidah, and that's don't you drive down there. We will right now. We will drive your ass. Shahidah.
He really came for our throats.
Our jugulars, not our throats. He came for the jugulars.
I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
I'm going to register that. And that's
I love you, bro.
Something you say, and I'm like,
I'm gonna jump all over it. I'm gonna jump all over it.
yes. Oh, you just.
Anyway.
All right, let's wrap this up. But we're gonna talk some more about relationships because there's a lot of shit going on.
You didn't get into Sinners.
Oh, we gotta close out with Sinners.
Y'all talk.
All right.
I didn't see it.
I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, that's
I loved it.
Hey, you debate.
I got in the car and immediately download the soundtrack and have been killing it. Immediately. I loved it from 10 minutes in to the very end because the first 10 minutes I was like, oh, this is gonna be 2 hours. I was like that. And then the next thing I know, it was over. It was excellently executed, in my opinion. It is by far the best vampire movie I ever seen. I love the multiculturalism of it. Like, all the. But most what I loved is that it took place in 1930 Jim Crow, Mississippi. And you did not feel that. You felt. You knew the era, you knew what they were living through, and you saw the poverty that they were going through or whatever, but that was some Black joy in that film. From that whole time of them like just setting up for this juke joint at night and just going through the town, and I loved it. I loved everything. I loved the damn Irish dancing.
Oh, they did.
Girl.
If you have a chance to go to a matinee or something during the day when there's not a lot of people there, I really would recommend you seeing it on a big screen.
Maybe
my parents saw it today in Randolph.
Go on Friday.
I have go in the morning. Go on the first screening.
First show.
But you really should see it. It's not going to translate at all on a small screen. It's really a big film with a lot of stuff on it. And you can't be distracted like Netflix and something the other. You really got to put it and watch it and take it in. And I think you would love it as well. I have to go watch it. I have to watch it again.
I'm going to watch it again too.
When I first left, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I'm not saying it was a bad film. I wasn't like, oh my God, that's the greatest film ever, which is becoming to seem like that's what people are saying. I need to see it again because there are so many small interactions and history moments and things that are just alone the Chinese immigrant story in Mississippi that I did not know about. I knew it right before the film started, but watching the film and how he incorporated, and Ryan Coogler really is a masterful filmmaker, and I have to watch it again because there's so much that you missed the first time around. Because also 10 minutes into it, I'm like, okay, let's get to what we're getting. Is it a horror film? Is it a story? I'm looking for scaring. I'm looking for, this is going to be good. And I got a really great story that happened to have vampires as opposed to a vampire story, horror story that I was looking forward to. So I had maybe misconceptions when I first started watching it going, okay, well, let's go. Okay. All right. I like it. Okay. And then I was like, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. And then it rounded out into but I wish I was from the beginning. Oh, wow. We're in it. For me, I need to watch it again to see there's so many small, subtle intricacies with the blood and the spitting and the thing at the end and the afterlife and the Irish and the hats that he's wearing. Smoke is wearing an Italian hat that the young man playing guitar wears, but at the end when he's saved, he has another hat that Smoke had on. So it's a whole. I gotta watch it again to really. It is a multi-view movie. Like I need to see it again to really
that Joker.
Yeah, Tanya, I think you're really. Not only I think I should see it. I think you need to see it. I think it's one of those movies that
I'm listening to
you go to the movies.
I promise you guys, and I'll send you a video. I'll send you a picture of me. I will go see it before the end of the weekend. I'll make it a point.
You want a partner, girl? I will go with you. I will go with you. I'm gonna see it again. I was gonna see it tonight, but it's
I need to see it again. But hey, Ryan Coogler, they came for him, which was messed up. Ben Stiller, all the people, because Variety said, Variety was like, you know, it wasn't supposed to be doing that well, but it's doing a lot better than they thought it would be, and coming down, and Ben Stiller and a couple other stars were like, why would you downgrade an original film
Tom Cruise came out too.
in a long time that's been number one, besides the Avengers and sequels and all that kind of stuff, an original, thoughtful film after a long time, and then they're coming after him after the 25 years that I mentioned on the last podcast. Quentin Tarantino already had that. There's been deals like that before. And what's smart about that man, he's getting, I didn't realize this, from the gross.
Oh,
yeah.
Big money.
Yeah.
From the jump. So good on him.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, fantastic. Good on him, huh?
How old is he?
And he's 29. He's in his 20s.
He's
young. No, hold on a second. How old is Ryan? Hey Siri, how old is Ryan Coogler? Hold on. Yeah. I think he maybe.
I thought he was in his 30s.
Maybe I thought it was early 30s.
Yeah,
my bad. He's 30. He's 38. When he made Fruitville Station, he was young. He's 38.
Like I would have given him at least 34. Only because
he was 25. Fruitville. Have you ever watched Fruitville Station?
No.
Yes.
What are you guys? Are you kidding me?
I watched
Shahidah.
I watched it.
Yeah. Shahidah, that's what you need to watch tonight. You need to watch Fruitville Station tonight. That's an amazing film.
And I know it was, but I didn't want to because
I agree, it's true. It's based on truth, obviously. And I'll be honest with you. I didn't go to the theater to watch it. I watched it at home, and it took me a long time to watch that movie because I kept having to pause it because it's just the reality of it, and
but it's really good. It's a worth Fruitvale Station for people who have not.
Everybody has said it, and I probably still won't. Especially now, I just can't right now. And that was why I went in.
You seeing vampires?
It's different. Like I said, he didn't focus on trauma. He focused on, joy. And then we had some vampires. And even the way he did it, it wasn't like your typical vampire movie where people just say and do dumb things. They were not. They were smart from the jump street. I know. I just
what cracks me up about the critics is because it's like all of a sudden Ryan Coogler does a vampire movie, and it's all of a sudden, we need another vampire movie. Nobody said nothing when it was what was that? True Blood on HBO. Now we've got
it's good.
Which was good. I loved it. I watched the whole series. It was good. Then you had the same thing with
Interview with the Vampire.
What is it? The Last of Us. They're not vampires, but they're like zombies or what have you.
I'm tired of zombies though.
Walking Dead has like so many spin-offs based off of the original, but nobody's like, we got enough goddamn zombie goddamn shows and movies and shit. But Ryan Coogler does something, and it's like, what?
But it was just, you could see it was just absolute hating. It was just absolute hating. And then what came out just last week as well, which we already knew, that the people who picked the Oscars, they don't even watch all the movies. Like,
when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. I thought that was a prerequisite. If you voting on the Oscars, you need to watch every single documentary. Everything you need to watch. I need a case delivered to my house so I can see it.
That's why Anjanou Ellis did not get nominated for.
Exactly. They didn't watch it.
Requiem, was it? Well, not Requiem.
Cast.
Cast.
Was it called Cast?
Yeah.
No, it was
It's
called
about
Origin. Origin.
Origin. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
Origin.
Cast is the next
Been
book.
up for Best Picture. Should have been up for Best Supporting Actor with John Bernthal. Should have been up for Best Actress, and she should have won for that movie. It's a hard watch. That's why people don't watch it, because it's a hard, just like Fruitville Station. It's a hard watch. It's a hard.
If I'm on the board to pick an Oscar, I'm watching the movie.
If you're a white 65-year-old person, you don't want to watch Origin.
You know why? Because you don't take your job seriously, because you're a mediocre ass white man who don't deserve the accolades probably that you have as it is. And then to see a black person shine in anything is an affront to you.
And here's the thing. If you're going to be, the rules should be made. If you are going to be on the board that votes for the Oscars, if you decide you have to watch everything. And if you decide you're not going to watch nothing, then bye boo, you're not on the board anymore. It ain't no different than a regular ass job that the rest of us are working out here in these streets. You have to do what you got to do. You can't tell me
that you can't sit at home and watch a movie.
Watch the ones that were nominated.
That's your fucking job.
At least watch the ones that were nominated.
Yeah, that's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. I think that's absolutely egregious and disrespectful to the film industry.
Absolutely.
It's disrespectful.
If there's votes involved and you're on the committee, I don't know if it's a board or whatever, whether it's Golden Globes, Emmys, Oscars, what's the other one? I forgot. Did I miss them all? Did I miss one? Anyway, if you're on a committee that is voting for these awards to be handed out, you have to be required to watch everything.
I feel like it's not just black movies, but when Cher beat out Glenn Close for Best Actress.
Well, you can't. Denzel won for X.
Oh hell yeah! I forgot about him. But that was the first sign for me when Glenn Close lost to friggin' Cher that this is rigged.
Like an event that is.
I agree with you, Shahida. And again, same with Denzel. Denzel didn't win for X, but won for playing a fucking degenerate ass, ignorant ass cop.
But he did well though. That was a good movie.
It's a good movie, but did you really have to? I'm like, he didn't really have to study for them lines and memorize them. It was so basic. And it was same with Halle Berry. All the roles that she played that she could have possibly won, and you picked the most degenerate goddamn character for her to fucking win Best Actor. I was disgusted that year at the
which Vanessa passed on.
On
Monsters Ball. Because
Monsters Ball.
I tell you, when I watch Monsters Ball, I love me some Halle Berry, but when I watched Monsters Ball, I was disgusted. I had to get up, walk away. I finished the movie, but I never looked at Halle Berry the same. And when she won the Oscar for that shit, I was like, when she was on stage screaming and hollering and crying, and I was just like, girl.
This is the thing I was talking.
Doesn't need to be tied to an IP. We finally have an entire event feel like an event that is born of creativity, and then because negativity is celebrated more than positivity, they had to go, oh, and that's insane. Like, it ended with a negative for no reason. It literally, it made 2/3 of its budget already weekend one. It's an original thing that is only getting good word of mouth, that is only getting good Rotten Tomatoes, that is only getting a good cinema score. They had nothing actually negative to say. So then they were like, but with marketing, I guess it's not doing Avengers numbers. Like, what an insane thing to pull when something's finally what you claim to root for. If you're a trade that celebrates movies and you're a trade that celebrates the entertainment industry, when something unique in entertainment happens, you have to still go, yes, but negativity is what's going to give us clicks. Let's make sure we as Variety go, let's make sure that doesn't seem too positive because it's not going to click as much. I hate that they sacrifice their own integrity as a movie publication, spin it negatively when it's inherently positive. Like, that is such a good win for the cinema.
It is. Everybody, when I went to go see it, first of all, what did I tell you guys like last week? I had no concerns about going in to see this movie because no movies ever sell out. Like you're always gonna, if the Avengers come out on Friday, I'm gonna get a seat on Saturday, no problem. I went looking for seats for this movie on Saturday morning, thinking I'm gonna catch it to 2 o'clock or whatever. Everything sold out. Everything sold out up until 10 o'clock. I'm not going at 10. So I looked at the 12:15 IMAX, and it was still pretty packed, but at least I had seats together. That has never happened. So there's a lot of people who have seen this movie and love this movie, and everybody that walked out, I promise you, wanted to clap. I wanted to clap.
Oh yeah.
It was by far for a movie with vampires. Come on.
Yep.
It was
All right,
excellent.
all right, peoples. That was a good rap.
Well, until next week. Have a great week, guys.
Have a good one.